Welcome back to Top Down, Bottom Up. Let's take a look at the top down. But before we do that, let's look at where we were last month. You can see the S&P chart behind me. And what we were talking about is typically the summer is nice and calm, not a lot going on, but this summer has been anything but that. August was a very volatile month, and really nothing's changing as we see it going forward into the September month. So if you look at the chart behind me for the end of August, you see, there's not really much that's changed in our analysis. We still see two very possible scenarios where we come down to a 3 to 4% range, possibly even to a 10% range in a correction standpoint. Now, before you get scared, that's very normal. Anytime you have a market going higher, there's periods of times where investors need to digest their gains, meaning a little bit of a reset needs to occur. So what we're thinking is we want to be more defensive. We're holding more securities and bonds, and we're still looking at healthcare, consumer staples, and even some other areas of the market that we see value in from the bottom up. I don't want to spoil anything, and I'll let Brian take care of that. But the important thing to recognize on the chart behind me is that the analysis points to a correction, so we want to be prepared. Now let's look for Brian to describe what we've been doing from the bottom up.
Okay, so let's take a look, Jake, at what we've been doing from the bottom up. And you're going to notice a theme here, and Jake already mentioned it. So recently we trimmed or sold some of our position in Johnson & Johnson for a double-digit gain in most portfolios. And we used that to transition and increase positions in CVS, Amgen, and Merck. And there again, if you notice the theme there, it's what Jake said we're overweight in, which is healthcare companies. And these companies are typically defensive. So if we do see that pullback that Jake's talking about, typically these types of companies may show more strength and hold up better. But we've also been buying our stock of the month for very specific portfolios, and that's Lyft. And if you want to know how you can own Lyft, if you don't see it in your portfolio, you should give us a call here at the office and find out. But that's what we've been doing. Again, being patient, a little defensive, waiting to see what happens here over the next couple of months. Always stay in touch with Jake and Brian. Top down, bottom up.